We're joined today by the Western Washington University men's soccer team. 2023 season is underway with preseason training, a couple two-a-days under our belts. Today's media day, and before we know it, the team will be in preseason games and in Northern California for games against West regional rivals. We're joined today by head coach Greg Brisbon, 11th season as head coach, over 20 seasons affiliated with Western Soccer. Senior co-captains Brandon Locke, goalkeeper, and defenders Mitchell Hutter and Theo Steimentz. We will open up with Coach Brisbon. Coach, talk about having your team back on campus, running through training. You guys did a run around Lake Patton yesterday. What's the feel, the vibe of this team outside? Are you ready to get going on the pitch?
No, it's been really good. It's nice to get back into it. We had a great spring season, and it was the majority of the group that's here, so it's nice. There's usually in your preseasons you gotta kind of start over, but with this group, I feel we don't really have to do that. They kind of understand what we want to do on both sides of the ball, and they're quick learners, and just getting the touch back and a little bit of fitness back, and integrating the new players in the group. But they've been great, and it's fun to be on the field with the boys.
We'll start with goalkeeper Brandon Locke. Brandon, you're coming off a season where you kind of battled a little bit of injuries, but you're an all GNAC performer. You see everything ahead of you. You see the defenders here, your back line, but you also have the midfield and the forwards ahead of you. From your perspective, this group coming back is talented. How excited are you to be out there with them and to direct them and to get going into actual games?
Yeah, I'm super excited. You know, biggest goal is stay healthy, and with all the returners in the defense and up top, score a lot of goals and don't let it in. So I'm excited, and we'll see how it goes.
Goalkeeper's known to be athletic. You got to do a lot of things, but I got to ask you, your arm. There's a highlights of you last year throwing it out of the box all the way down the field to Alvin. How much pride do you take in having that cannon from your arm and showing that off every once in a while?
Yeah, that comes from my baseball roots. Baseball is my first sport, and so I like soccer because use your hands a little bit different. And hey, if we can get more assists this year, that's all we need.
All right, we'll be looking for that on table crew. Assists for Brandon Locke. Mitchell, you're a senior co-captain as well, center back. But you're doing a lot of things out there, almost playing as a midfielder. How much fun is it out there when you're mixing in with Ryan Roeder and getting up to Andrew and Alvin and then working out to your wings like Theo?
I love it. We got the fast guys up front that if I hit a ball and miss it to Alvin, Andrew's going to get there. So it's perfect for me. The guys on the pitch are usually pretty good to complement my style. You guys were a stalwart on defense last year, pretty much leading the GNAC in shutouts and goals against average. How much pride do you guys take on that back line kind of being a wall? For me, it's the most important thing. I think a shutout says more about the defense's performance than anything, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Theo, you guys have built a home field advantage at Harrington Field. You've been here 4 or 5 years as a group. How fun is it to play at Harrington on a Thursday night with the lights on, or Friday night, Saturday night, and you got that home crowd? Student tickets will be completely free this year, so hopefully we're going to have a lot more students in the stands just because they can walk up and see you guys play. But what's that atmosphere like when you have your alumni cheering from the parking lot, and if you got fans in the stands and GNAC rivals coming into Harrington Field?
It's absolutely electric. The fans are always great, especially the ones on the hill, giving us the support we need to battle and win the games. It's always a great time, and even when it's really rainy and conditions aren't very favorable, the fans always show up and support us, so we appreciate that.
Coach, GNAC came out with a preseason poll. The Vikings have high expectations up top with Simon Fraser, but the conference from top to bottom, it's a battle with the travel, with the schedule, and how it kind of ebbs and flows. How do you take those expectations and kind of push them aside and just say we've got a lot of challenges ahead of us?
Yeah, I know it's good to be recognized with the other teams and coaches. I don't want us to forget we had a really good season last year. 12-4-3 is a really good record. And so we're going to build off that. We like the noise, but we're going to try to ignore the noise. We know the margins are super slim, learning from last year and where we finished up. And I think it's kind of a redemption year, especially for me. And we've got a lot to prove to those naysayers out there. But I'm excited. They know what it takes to get to the tournament now. And so we're going to hopefully repeat in our non-conference success and then improve on that GNAC conference record. And it's tough. The margins are thin, time zones, flights. I think it's the toughest conference travel in the country, but we're ready to do it. So looking forward to it.
Mitchell, you guys hoisted a trophy in 2019 as GNAC champions, got a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. How much does that stoke the fire to want to get back there in your senior year?
Yeah, for me, it's a huge deal. I feel like I got to taste it, but I want to go out with like that good taste in my mouth. So like I really want to get that trophy this year.
Brandon, again, GNAC champions not too long ago. You guys were right on the door. You guys are ranked. You guys are part of a 7-year gap here, a stretch of Western soccer where not only academically you guys are just crushing it with almost 11 GNAC Academic All-Stars of the Year, but also the record, being in the United Soccer Coaches rankings, being in the tournament, being in the top of the table of GNAC. How much pride does this group take? You guys inherited, there was a group before you with some of the Rotors, and how much pride does it mean that this program is right on the cusp of being a really nationally dominant program?
Yeah, I think it's huge, especially with the school aspect. I think we take a lot of pride in that, of having the top GPAs and stuff. But as well as we're the only 3 here that actually got that taste of the tournament. And how it ended in the tournament our freshman year, we need some redemption and get a different taste in our mouth. That's my biggest thing, was how that game in Texas went. I don't want to go out with that was my only game in the tournament.
Well, the Western men's soccer team is back on the field. They're going to be playing a preseason schedule that includes 2 home games at Harrington Field. Open the season in Northern California, but we'll be right back at Harrington Field. Check the schedule on WWVikings.com. Come out and see this team play. Thank you for joining me. Best of luck in the preseason and the start of the season, and we can't wait to catch up to you a little bit more.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.